Hello and welcome to a logistics pipe tutorial. Today I'll be focusing on the basic concepts of logistics pipes and how you can implement them into things like factories and others. Alrighty, so let's jump right into it. First of all, you've got your logistics power junction. This is the key part of every network. It provides power and also a place, the central hub of it. Okay, so it is a power source, and what power can it use? It can use RF or EU. RF being redstone flux and EU being IC2 and ICC, the power source for those. But it converts those into its own type of power, logistics power. So if we take a look inside of here, you see it's got a couple of different things. It's got how much power it has out of 2 million and the conversion rates for and below. So 10 RF equals 5 of these logistics power, and 1 EU is 2 logistics power. As you can see, it's full at the moment, as I've got this solar panel here, which has just been charging it up, and it has some upgrades in here just to make it a little bit more efficient. There are other ways to power this. You can use kinetic pipes, you can use a direct reactor port, you can use anything, but this is one of the more preferred ways to do it. Alrighty, so onto this, the soldering station. This is one of the more key part, not so much key part, but it will help you quite a bit. So if we open up the interface, you can see it's got several slots for things. This, you can put coal and other things like that, or you can connect it directly to a logistics power junction. This is where you put your recipe for something. You have some sort of ingot, say iron, copper, so on and so forth, any type of metal, which will give you your output. So, for example, these logistics heads-up display glasses. As you can see, the recipe for them requires the HUD bow, the glass, and the nose bridge, all in there. With an iron ingot will give you these. And obviously those will require other things such as the chipsets, glass, and so on and so forth. So, now that we've got that ready, I am currently wearing these heads-up display glasses. As you can see, when I take them off, that little tab goes away. If I put them back on, you can see it. The great thing about these is it means you just don't have to go inside the inventories to see them. And if you press shift while looking at them, you can see it highlights them so you can see it more clearly. Alrighty, so on to our first type of logistics pipe, the basic logistics pipe. This is a passive push destination. Basically what it means is that it can take items into it and push them around the network to wherever they requested or need to go. It can route them around the network, but it can also put specific types of items into an inventory. And to do this, we'd normally right click on this with a wrench, and then we can specify which item we'd like. So then when an item is sent out of another inventory, and it is requested in this one, it'll take it and send it to, say there's a chest there. It'll put them into the chest. Alrighty, so your second type of pipe is your provider. It is an item source. It can take items out of an inventory, and it attaches to that inventory, and it sends 16 items into the network upon request. It also ignores suppliers on the same block, and now suppliers are the things that will request the items. And when it does have the ability to request the items, it will constantly request them at 16 at a time, and automatically fills a chest or a machine or something else that is connected to it. And it can get items from any item source, not just a provider, but it can be chassis over here, which we'll learn about a bit later with some modules. But it also ignores providers on the same block, which is the same as this one. So say you have a chest with a provider and a supplier on the same one, it won't work. It won't request from them. Alrighty, so on to chassis. Basically what these do is they can hold modules. As you can see, they range from 1 module from the Mark 1, 2, Mark 2, 3 for the Mark 3, 4 for the Mark 4, but Mark 5 holds 8. Now the interesting thing about Mark 5 is that these require a bit more to craft than these ones. It requires a diamond chipset regardless, whereas these like iron and gold and so on and so forth. Alrighty, so let's take a look inside of this inventory. As you can see, it's got this slot here, and this is for a module. Now these modules come in varying types. As you can have, I'll have a look here. Modules. There are loads of different types of modules, but the main ones you'll be looking at are item sync modules, mod-based item sync modules, or dictionary item sync modules, quick sorters, extractors, advanced extractors, polymorphic, and your blank module. So your blank module is basically the starting point for any one of these to craft them. First of all, let's have a look at the item sync module. The way these work, if I put it into here, is that you can specify a specific type of item to pull from the network and place into a connected inventory such as a chest or a machine or something like that. So that's the beauty of the item sync module, but you can also set the default route, and we'll learn about that a bit later. Alrighty, so as you can see, there are plenty of different types of modules. There's the mod based ones, which basically sort things out by mod. So say you have IC2 items, maybe theoretically you have some of these logistics pipes items, or you just have some normal Minecraft items. You can sort them into different chests using this, which basically means when you put an item in, you can select, we'll take one out. If you put one in, you can see that it comes up with this interface. And say I put this here, see, it comes up with logistics pipes, and I can add that. So this means that it's an overall mod, so that anything that comes under the logistics pipes tab will go into this. Pretty cool. Alrighty, so since we have these, we've also got the ore dictionary. This is extremely helpful for things like auto smelting and stuff like that. If we put this into here, you can see that it has nothing in the moment, but when we take, say, something like copper, as you know, there's several different types of copper ore in this mod pack, which is Tekkit Legends. And say I put the forestry ore in there, see, it comes under ore. See, they all come under ore. Even that one. But the poor copper ore will be different. I'm not sure why, but it always is. Alright, so as you can see, they're all the same under here. So we can send all these different types of copper ore into one single place. Pretty cool. Alrighty, now moving on to the Quicksort modules. These basically just have the ability to take items out of an inventory and send them to a place where they're requested. Only to the place where they're requested, or where there is a default route. Okay, so in this you have the Quicksort module, and say I have a chest connected to it. It can pull items out of that chest and then send them around to maybe it has another supplier here that's asking for those. If this has those items that this is requesting, this little Quicksort module can send those out and around to this, which is connected to another chest. So pretty cool. Or it could send them maybe to another chassis with a item sync module. So that's pretty cool. Makes it pretty easy to move around with. Now the thing about the Quicksort modules is they'll work more efficiently if there's more of them. So say I have, I don't have enough at the moment, but if we grab some more of these, and I had, let's say, a chassis Mark IV, and I filled them up like this, it would be 4 times faster than it would be with just one. Say I took out these ones, that's a quarter of the speed as the fourth. So yeah, pretty cool. Kind of a bit self-explanatory with that, but it's good, it works like that. Alrighty, on to the Extractor modules. Now you've got varying different types of these. You've got your Mark 1, 2 and 3, and Advanced Mark 1, 2 and 3. Oh, I seem to have got the wrong one. Let me just grab the right one. Advanced Extractor Mark 2, that's better. Yeah. So you can see Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3. Now I'm just going to pull out one of each of these for the moment. There isn't too much difference with these. Only the Extractor Mark 3 would just have the orientation, so it can only send it to specific places. So for example, if I have a chest that's on the north face of this chassis, it will only pull from there and then send them out. And it will pull any items from in there. Whereas the Advanced Extractor can pull from any of the sides, any inventory connected to the sides, as long as it has an item in here that it can pull out. So if you specify an item in there and there's multiple chests around, but only one of them has that item, it will only pull from that chest and send it to the network. So pretty cool. Not too much difference between the Advanced and Extractor, but by far the Advanced would be a little bit more useful. Alrighty, so on to the Polymorphic item sync module. These ones are useful in that they can specify one single type of item. So say I have, let's get a chest and put it here, and say I have crystal chests in here. it will pull them out and send them into here. So those crystal chests that are in the network, this polymorphic item sync will push all of those crystal chests into here. Alrighty, so now that we've learned quite a bit about the modules and how useful they can be, let's move on to some of the more complex pipes and some of the things they can do. Alrighty, to start us off, we have the logistics firewall pipe. Now this is a request filter, so it can block and tell items that what can and can't go through, basically. Alrighty, so this basically allows the connection between two hostile networks. Hostile not meaning mobs and things like that, but basically if I have two types of networks, so maybe a set of machines and inventories on this side, and another set of machines on this side. If this is in the middle with a connecting pipe between the two, you can send items between only specific types of items. Now if I have a look in the inventory, you can see that there is a filter for items, and you have all of these, which is power flow, so power between the two networks. I can either allow or block that. Or sorting, I can allow or block that. Crafting, I can allow or block that between the two networks, so I can take and craft and put them back. Providing things, so say I have a supplier on one side of the network and a provider on the other side. If this is allowed, it means that it can take across to the supplier. And the filtered items are all of these. If they are in here and I click blocked, that means that none of these items can transfer between the networks, but if it's allowed, they can. So pretty cool. That's a very useful pipe, and it comes in handy when you're dealing with things like sorting systems. Alrighty, so now the inventory system connector. This is a bridge between two separate networks that aren't connected. Basically, it connects two logistics pipe inventories over a shared inventory, such as an ender chest. Now this is great because you can use these in conjunction with a where is it? There it is. A logistics item card, which basically means that if you have two of those, when you craft those logistics item card in the soldering station, if you have two of these on separate connections entirely, these ones won't work, obviously, since they're not actually a valid card as it states on there, because they haven't been crafted, so they don't have a frequency. So say if I put one in here and another one in here, and they have their own frequency. If I have an inventory over here with chests and stuff like that, and a requester, and this goes into an ender chest, and then the same ender chest, the same type of ender chest, it could be like 5 blocks away or something, has this one connected with the same module, it can take items from this inventory and put them into this inventory. So it can cross over two inventories. It's quite useful, really. Alrighty, so moving on to the remote orderer. This is really fun for things like item sorting. Basically what it is it can actively request items or manually request them. You can pull from any item source, but it requires the remote orderer. Now in this chest I have the remote orderer. So basically let's have a look at how this works. So basically when I right click this onto there, you see it says connected to pipe down the bottom here. Yep. Alrighty, so say I have a bunch of chests with random items in, and I right click this when it's connected to power. This can opens up a little GUI on the screen, and you can select an item and then request it, which will pull it out into an inventory, or it'll just spit it out over here. Pretty cool. Alrighty, so let's take a look at some representations of what you can do. Let's grab this, and yeah, we'll grab these, why not? Okay, so, oh, rain. Go away, rain. So, we've got our power junction. I'm going to put down a solar panel and put in these upgrades. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some basic pipes, some providers, and some suppliers, and I'll grab a chest. Okay, so see how it turned from this red edged to this? That means it has power. So let's extend this out a little bit. So we have a provider and a supplier, and we have two inventories, the chest and the chest. Remember what we said before? This can send items from an inventory to something that requests them, such as the supplier. So say I get some dirt. and I put the 4 dirt in there. As you can see, it pops up using the heads up display, but if you don't have those, you can go in here. You can specify things, but if you have multiple types of items in the inventory and you only want to send specific types of ones, then this should be helpful. But if you have multiple types in the inventory and you have something requesting a specific type, it's not really necessary. So, say we go to the supplier over here. We specify we want some dirt, and then if we can go boom, bulk 50, you see how it's sending the dirt across. So, now we have the request modes down the bottom. Bulk 50 will always keep 50 in the chest, 100 always 100, and infinite will send an infinite amount into this chest. See, it sent all of those into there. Alrighty, and then there's other ones like partial and full, but we won't worry about those for now. So you can see how that works. Alrighty, so let's move on to the chassis pipes. So, if I get myself one of each of these pipes, and let's grab an item sync module, mod based, or dictionary, quicksort, extractor, and we'll just deal with the Mark 3s, may as well. Boom, and a polymorphic. Okay, so now I have this inventory. I can extend this out a little bit. What I can do with these chassis is, if I get a chest, put one here, and another one here, I can have, let's go with the chassis Mark 1 for the moment, that one there, and another one there. If I put in a Quicksort module into here, and I put in an item sync module into here, let's see, we'll get some oak wood planks and some spruce wood this time. Alrighty, say we only want to get oak wood planks this time in this item sync module. We can do that. As you can see, it's in the inventory, and you can see that this item sync module will only take these wood planks. So if we put some wood planks into here, it will take those out and put them into this chest, because it has this quicksort module. Now, as we said before, the more quicksort modules you have, the faster it will send these around. But for the moment, that's okay for the demonstration. As you can see, that sent those around here. Now, say we want to add some different types of things. We'll put in a Mark 2 here, put in another Mark 1 there, and let's get another chest and stick that there. Alrighty, so say we have our let's grab our oak wood back. Say we put some of our spruce wood and some of our oak wood into here. Now what we can do with this is that if we get an extractor, we'll go with the normal extractor for the moment, and we can go in here. As you can see, it's got all those different, so let's work out which way it is. As you can see, the way I'm facing, can you see it changing, is north. So this is the north face. So if we specify north, then if we specify north, then it will take out of the northern inventory. So now when it pulls these out, it can send them into the chest, but we haven't specified yet. So let's put in a item sync module and see how oak wood is in here. It's taken those and sent them around, but also our spruce wood planks are still in there. So we can specify in here, maybe we want to put a polymorphic item sync in this one. This one, if I put spruce wood planks in there, it can send them out and send them into there. The polymorphic item sync works on what's inside the inventory. So say I have spruce wood planks in here, and that has an extractor module or a quicksort in the other one. It will send those out and into the polymorphic item sync. Only those items, and only if there are some in the chest already. So pretty cool. Alrighty, so I think you've got the hang of that by now. Let's move on to the other ones. Let's go the extractor and the ore dictionary and things like that. So let's branch off here. So what we've got, say we have an inventory here and another inventory here. Oh no, we don't want those. One there and one there. Let's go for the Mark 3s this time. So as you can see, these hold 3 slots, whereas the Mark 2s only hold 2 slots, and the Mark 1s only hold 1 slot. Okay, So, we have our Extractor Mark 3's Advanced, and our mod-based and OR dictionary. Let's go with the OR dictionary. Let's go with the, actually no, let's do the mod-based first. So we can do this, and let's go in here and we want to specify, we want types of things that are under the Minecraft tab. As you can see, if you go over them, it says Minecraft just under the stack EMC. Boom, Minecraft. Let's say I get a different type of mod. Let's go, I don't know, let's grab some computer craft and some chicken chunks, why not? So if I put, so now we have it specified that we only want Minecraft in there. If I put chunk loaders, these, and all of these in here, these are Minecraft, that's computer craft, and that's chicken chunks. Okay, so let's go in here and let's put in an advanced extractor Mark 3. No, actually no, we want to put in a quicksort module for the moment. As you can see, it's only sending, oh, I forgot to remove the other item sinks before. Make sure that you have, if you only want it to go to one destination, you have it set so that this destination will only be the first to go. So, if we put those in there, it should realize, boom, I have an inventory to take those out to. So it takes them out and send them into here. And as you can see, it hasn't taken out these because they're not inside of here. Now say I get one of the computer craft monitors and I go into the mod based and I specify that where I want computer craft, it will take those out and put them in. So pretty cool, you can specify those. Alrighty, so that's the mod based item sync. Let's move on to the OR dictionary. Okay, so say I get some ore. Let's say I have some gold, copper, some tin. I'll get multiple types of these. We'll go to the pages. See, there's more tin, more copper. Let's see, more copper, some silver this time. What else can I get? Some sapphire from blue power, sapphire from this one. See, I've got these. Okay, let's go in here, take our quicksort module out for the moment. Let's put in all of these different types of ones. So I'm going to take out my copper, my tin, and what else has, so my sapphire, silver, and what else did I have? Gold. I believe that's all. Okay, so if I go into here and I put my ore dictionary into here and I specify I want all types of copper ore, I can click on that and it puts them into there. Now I want my tin, sapphire, my silver, and gold. Okay, so we have all of those specified. So now, as you can see, I have Industrial Craft Classic ones, Forestry, and Blue Power. I have Blue Power Sapphire, Blue Power Engineer's Toolbox Sapphire, two types of tin from Forestry and Industrial Craft. So if I put these back in here, and I put in a Quicksort module, boop, it's taking those out, and see, it's taken all of them out, regardless of what the tab is underneath, like Industrial Craft Classic or Forestry. So that's fairly useful, things like automatic smelting and things like that. Pretty cool. Alrighty, so let's move on to something a little more complex. How about crafting? So let's get our crafting table. I'm going to use the automatic crafting Mark II for this demonstration, since it's probably what you guys would like to see for things like a factory. Okay, so I have one of those. I think I'm going to get, I'm going to use Mark IV for this demonstration, and Mark I. Alrighty, so I'm going to use Quicksort, Item Sync, and Extractors. And we'll get a chest as well, and some default normal pipe. Alrighty, so with an automatic crafting table Mark II, the only output is on the top face. So I'm going to put a Mark IV up here and put in a lot of these quicksort modules so it can take out stuff really, really fast. So what I'm going to create today is copper cable. So I'm going to grab some copper and some rubber. So let's put our chassis pipes in here. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Let's bring this across. Okay, so say we have an inventory here. I'm going to place a chassis here with an extractor Mark III. Now, what I'm going to do is specify copper and rubber. We're not going to put them in the chest yet since we don't have this set up. So, for every different, this is something you should always take into account as a rule. For every different type of item you want to put in, you want to have a separate item sync module for them. It's the way this works is that when you put an item into here, it will always prefer the first item in there regardless of what is behind it. So the majority of the items will be in here. You will get occasionally some rubber or every now and then, but it will always go for the copper first. So in this case, I'm only going to put one in there, and I'm going to put another one down here, and I'm going to put another item sync module. I'm going to specify this one for rubber. Okay, so now once I have that set up, I'm going to take my output is going to be over here. Oh no, there. So I'm going to put my logistics chassis right there. So first of all, I got to make sure I have some of the item that I am crafting. So I'm going to set the recipe inside of here, grab some copper cables. So these are what you're going to need to specify what it's pulling out and putting into the chest. So as you remember, I have some Quicksort modules in the top here. If I have a logistics pipe up there, it becomes connected. So now if I go into here and I specify an item sync module with copper cables, now it has a route to send them. You see, I already had a couple of items in there, so it made one and then sent them out and around. Okay, so now we're going to put in these copper ingots and rubber, and it's going to send them around, and it's going to make a bunch of these cables and push them into here. See, look at that. Now it's waiting on a few more bits of rubber so it can make some more. But you can see how that works to make an automatic crafting system, and you can link this to things like compressors and other types of machines. I hope that helped you guys, and I hope in the near future you gain some more insight into logistics pipes and you expand your knowledge on your own further. Anyway, I hope you have a good time, and I'll see you guys later.